everyone. Welcome to episode 62 of Topics of High Importance, a podcast where myself and usually Kate get high and talk about some three topics. And sometimes we have guests, and we are fortunate enough to have two guests tonight, Drew and Nick. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Hello.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
I always have a hard time starting this thing, honestly.
It always feels the same way.
It must.
Especially,
feel,
it's just whatever.
you should have like right away an icebreaker challenge or
Sure.
I don't know, or a question.
Like, did you have an introduction last time?
Question
No,
of
I
the
did.
day.
The last time too, I remember when it started, I didn't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if someone. I didn't know if you were gonna do some sort of challenge or some sort of question.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so give like 3 random facts about yourself.
Oh shit!
Or some like
Getting
random
personal.
shit.
That's
I don't
personal.
know.
That's
I don't know. Just
Two
something.
truths and a lie.
okay. That's tough. See,
Yeah.
it's too much. I have to think too hard for that.
I can give you time to think, all right? I can give you time to think. I'm just gonna plug a few things before I forget, because
Okay.
Kate usually does this stuff, and she has more of a
There's things
So you have to pay the
level-headed.
bills. You have to pay the bills.
That's it.
That's how you pay the bills.
So this week there won't be any pep talk because obviously Kate isn't here. So we'll have one next week. So sorry for those who are waiting for that. Just to let everyone know that we are a part of the Upford Network, UPFORD, and it's a network of podcasts in Montreal. And right now they're in the process of fundraising money. We are in the process of fundraising money for a studio, so that the podcast quality can be
Cool.
A1. Our show will not be affected because we do it here. The studio is not being built here. It's being built.
Can you use the studio?
Yeah,
Is this something
yeah.
everybody can use?
Everyone
Like you
part
get
of the... Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So you
So
can
everybody,
do
and
the...
you're raising money to go to this organization that's trying to build this.
No,
Is that-
kind of, yeah. They're getting it done inside their house, the founder's house. So in their
okay,
basement,
okay.
they're gonna have a baby right now. So the sound quality is definitely gonna dip.
Right.
So because of that, and so they can have podcasting more often, they're trying to build just a room
Okay.
just for that.
Okay, so it's this podcast group or people.
Yeah.
Okay, they have their own podcast and
Yeah. There's several part of the network, and we run ads for 2 of them usually.
Cool.
Yeah. It's all part of community trying to build each other up. So they're trying to raise 10,000. I believe they're at 3,000 something right now. So yeah, if there's a bunch of perks that you can get if you're interested in donating. So please give that a look on the Upford Network. And last thing I want to say is what we are smoking tonight. What was it? Grape
something.
Grape.
Puff?
No. Grape.
Grand Puff?
No, it's
Maybe grand.
I saw grape. I saw grape. Grape.
Grape perk.
Grape Perp? These all sound very plausible and probably
It sounds
are.
like a nice indica.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I think it was a hybrid.
But it is a hybrid we're smoking.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's indica dominant. I didn't check it. But
Perp usually is, right?
Yeah.
Perp is the indica.
how do you think that shit is more precise in the legal market?
I hope so. That's my
Yeah.
big hope, is that they, if you go buy a sativa, you're definitely getting a sativa. When
Yeah.
you're buying from somebody who might be growing in his closet,
Yeah.
who knows what you're.
Yeah.
what
Does
you're
he know what he
getting,
bought?
Right.
How? Yeah. You only know what you're told.
You're still
right?
gonna see little differences from like someone's Jack hair to someone else's.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like
It's
wines, right?
yeah, or
These,
if
they're all
if you
similar
go-
grapes,
yeah.
but they still.
Or if you grow tomatoes in your yard, someone could have a different type of
Oh,
tomato.
for sure.
You're gonna see like they're gonna be more consistent than a grower is, but you're gonna see differences.
That'd be interesting. You could be like, oh, people are like, oh, what's the best Jack hair out there? And be like,
Yeah.
oh, you gotta go there. You gotta go there.
Exactly. You're gonna
Yeah.
see strains where they're gonna specialize in them. I can't wait. Was it October 17th?
October 17th. Yeah.
That's gonna be cool. Walking into it's gonna be surreal the first time walking into a store.
Yeah, I wonder how long I'm gonna wait. I definitely don't want to wait in line to go in.
True.
That's
I didn't even think
gonna
about it.
You
happen.
don't want to buy legally the first day you can legally buy. There's
What if you
something.
gotta wait 4 hours in line?
Yeah.
4 hours is too
Dude, we
long.
got a
Yeah.
hefty
Half an
stash
hour.
at home.
Half an hour.
No, we don't.
I think it's be way longer than half an
Like
hour.
more than half an hour.
For sure.
First week or so.
It depends how each province runs them too,
Well, they're
right?
selling a lot of it will be online. They're
Yeah.
selling, like they're hoping most people just
We'll
buy
start
the
pushing
stuff. They don't
online,
need a
yeah.
That's true. They don't need a store. Really.
No,
You can just
well,
buy everything online. And...
If it's your first time, I think it would make more sense to go there and get.
Should have at least a few stores.
Yeah. So people can get the know what to do and just don't buy something that blasts your face off and then you fucking freak out.
Yeah. They should have a crash course, a 10-minute crash course.
Yeah, I think you can definitely get it done in 10 minutes.
Yeah. To explain what it is really quickly, how the facts that we know.
Yeah. What to expect.
How is it compared to alcohol? How is it compared to cigarettes?
Yeah.
Psychologically, is it addictive?
Yeah.
Give it. What are sativas?
Educate them.
Educate them.
Yeah.
A 10-15 minute crash course.
I'm sure the government's going to have something like that. The government's going to have some.
I just hope it's not. There's always things that worry about that. Is which part of the government does that?
Right.
Like sometimes they can just make it. They can demonize.
Demonize it.
Demonize it and just talk about the facts that aren't true or
That's true.
Which we see sometimes in reports of news. I remember seeing on the news when someone was talking about pot, and it's just like, what? Or one of the famous memes in Reddit is like dying from one marijuana.
But it's still pretty cool that Canada was one of the first, second country, I think, to do it.
Legally, to actually legalize.
Uruguay is the other one.
There's other countries where
go Uruguay in the World Cup. Go Uruguay.
Our brothers, they're like brothers. Well, there was a little bit of flack Canada's getting now from the EU because technically it's
not part of they're being part of
internationally. They're saying marijuana should be illegal. It's
but still
and Russia's trying to.
That wall's gone where now they can try to stand behind that it's evil and they can't everyone's just got to follow suit. It's gonna be a matter of time.
How much time and money are these countries willing to waste?
Yeah, exactly. I think in 5 years it's just gonna be globally legal.
Oh, I don't know about.
Well, we have what? We have 30 states right now legalized medically. I don't know how many recreationally.
But
I think
also
6 recreationally.
There's a lot of decriminalization, which is practically halfway through.
For sure.
It's without jumping through the legal paperwork.
And I think that there's a large portion, but I don't know. It's just inevitable.
Well, actually, no. Decriminalizing is not the same. You can't go somewhere and buy it.
No.
Now you can actually buy it legally. That's a big deal.
For sure.
But somewhere that is decriminalizing it, they're it's the first conversation to saying, okay, it's got to be fully legal at some point. If you're not going to make it, you're not going to be criminally responsible if you possess it, well, what's the difference than just going to buy it, So...
And you're making money.
Yeah, exactly. And the
government's making money.
These governments are going to... Canada's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah.
And the amount of money that goes into not enforcing the
money you save in law enforcement.
It's probably going to be more than the money they make.
And the police can do more things.
Yeah,
with
they
that.
They don't have to
You
stop.
can go after harsher drugs. You can go after actual problems. You can educate the population. You can treat it as a... I like how some people look at drugs as a law issue, right? A criminal issue. If you have drugs, it's a crime. Whereas other countries look at drugs as a medical issue. The reason why somebody's addicted to something. There's it's a mental health problem, and let's look at it that way and try and solve.
It's a more honest conversation too, because if you're just gonna go up to somebody and put him in bars in a prison,
put him in a cage, that's not the solution.
It's not the solution. At least if they're coming up to you honestly and saying, I have a problem, and they're not scared because they're not going to go to jail. They're gonna bring you to a halfway house.
And if every one person who is not in there can be someone who gives back to society, of course, then it's always a good investment. It's not like it's wasted money on these people. And it's like, no, if you heal this person and let them integrate them back properly, they have a chance to build a life and give back to the city or the country, or
be a contributing member of society, not be behind bars, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars to the state. Right? It costs so much money to have these people
definitely.
in cages.
And of all things you could go to jail for, it's probably one of the most easiest things to be rehabilitated for. I don't know how easy it is for someone that kills someone to never kill again, but somebody that does drugs, they're mostly going to harm themselves. And then if they can stop harming themselves, they'll be a valuable citizen to society.
Sure.
It's not and you could trust someone like that. It's just, you understand that they had a dependency and they can...
especially when there's people on the other side who have been through this road and back, so...
And it's
Come on, man. Weed. So
Canada.
good.
It's good. Good for Canada. Good for Canada.
October 17. Is that going to be symbolic, you think, every year from now on?
Yeah, maybe. Like
I wouldn't mind. That's a nice time for a festival. October 17, right 15 days before, a few days before
Cannabis Day.
It'll be
Halloween
Canada's
or prohibition and
all right,
Cannabis or something.
All right, we gotta come up with a name for it and try to see if it catches for Canada.
It has to stick because it's gonna be it's the first day Canada did it. It's gonna be remembered.
Very cool, very cool. All right, let's jump to our topics. You don't even know what they are.
No,
not at all. All right, Drew, can you give me a number between 0 and 4?
3.
3. Oh, we're going straight into the friggin' big one, man.
Oh, man.
Capitalism.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
That's a question.
Wow. That's ambiguous.
Yeah, pretty ambiguous. What I was thinking in my mind is...
steer this a little bit?
Yeah. Do you think... Well, it's connected to capitalism, but it was the thing that sparked it for me. Do you think humans have the capacity to live in a utopia? To build their own utopia?
Oh, that's a hard question.
It is. It is. I don't think you guys have the answer, but
I think it's going towards that. I do think it is going towards that.
You think it's still going towards that?
Yeah, I think generally society, forget capitalism. Capitalism is I don't know what the correct term would be, but
construct.
Yeah, almost not an ideology, but almost an ideology, right? Not like a religion, but almost like a religion. An idea that everyone fell into. I think. There's got to be
It's like a.
What's the next step? Is it socialism? Is that apart from capitalism? It doesn't have to be. Socialism. I think capitalism is good.
Yeah.
In a way, I think capitalism is
for sure. It definitely has some.
It drives innovation. It pushes
creativity.
People. Creativity and
competition.
It's too top heavy.
I think it's got too corrupted along the way.
Yeah.
It's like if someone is just like if someone is in the position and has the opportunity to be corrupt, it's like there's too much of a high percentage that they will do it.
That's what
I
I'm
think it is.
That's a lot of power.
I think it will happen at some point. You will have.
What's that like?
Here's an ad.
Oh, hi. Do you ever wonder if picking your own name for Secret Santa and then buying yourself a gift makes you a sociopath? Or if everything is everything, then how much of everything is there? Or what exactly a moguana is? Well, that one's just a way of saying more iguana. Or maybe you wonder what the death of a friendship over the course of 50 episodes sounds like. Whatever your questions, you can find the answers and also more questions on Lasers on the Ride podcast, now a member of the Upford Network, available wherever you usually get your podcast.
Seriously, there's an ad?
Yeah, I put an ad. Yeah.
That's a smooth segue.
So now it's like we're on pause?
No, we're back already.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah. I just basically cut it, I put it in, and then we continue.
If you cut the commercial before, you can just cut all this out.
I could too, yeah, but I won't.
I forgot what you were saying.
I do minimal cutting. We were talking about you brought up the point. You brought up the point of
we're saying there's a lot of
corruption.
Corruption.
Yeah. You brought up the point that too much of that.
Yeah, I feel like there's too many like individuals that like the rich can get richer quicker than anybody else. Like if you have money, you'll make more money. So these people that get so rich, these powerful CEOs, where their companies make gigantic profits, and it's just there's too much of the money at the top. Where if it could be spread out.
So you think that was caused because of capitalism?
I guess because capitalism just makes you want to make more money. Like it's driven by your profit margins, right?
I think corruption in capitalism,
and then there's the corruption because
the way real capitalism is supposed to work is the best companies are supposed to make the most money, and which is true, which is good
and fine.
And if it actually worked that way, it would probably be very good.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of problems with capitalism, which causes you to make stupid decisions. I don't know what the problems are. We're not going to solve this.
No. But one of the ones is the companies buying their competition.
Like
right?
paying politics, monopolies.
Like,
or
because they're big, they can only get bigger.
Yeah.
But what I'm
look at the price
saying,
fixing with cell phone companies,
Yeah, for sure.
example. That's.
But isn't that the same problem throughout history? Isn't that always the issue?
Yeah, I think that
it is.
I think
So that's why I'm saying. Are humans capable?
Well, it's getting better. What I'm saying is, I think it is getting better because you compare it to when there were kings and queens. What is that in like 1,000 years ago or something?
Yeah.
There was like kings ruling over the
land
land, and everybody
whatever.
were essentially slaves.
Yeah.
Right?
The Western world had slaves
Right, a couple hundred years ago, there was slaves.
Yeah.
In the 1800s, there was
Yeah.
slaves.
Yeah.
Of course.
Late 1800s. When was the Civil War? 1840.
Something like that. Yeah.
But
So before that, there was slaves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That 150 years ago.
Exactly.
Couple generations ago.
Obviously,
Yeah.
there's still slaves in the world, but at least on this side of the planet,
So go back to that king era, 1,000 years ago, where one king had everything and everybody else had nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
whereas
not the tax.
today, for example, the CEO of Apple and you both use the same cell phone.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
you know, what a difference. Look how far we've come. And 100 years ago, we still had slaves. It's getting better.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was slaves and only some people were slaves.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, if you think about it, some people will say we're still slaves. We're still just going to work, making the economy run so that rich people can have a lot of money, which is true. That still is
do you
happening.
feel like time is running out? Because I think the other thing, the big important part of this is technology, and with how it's advancing, it is much easier to go back to the old times so quickly and so efficiently.
You mean what do you mean?
Well, choose
a
any of the
disaster happens or
episodes.
something?
Choose any of the episodes of Black Mirror as an example. You know what I mean? Like if technology goes into the wrong hands of the people, and we're seeing quite a few of these dictators and other things like that popping up right now.
It's AI, right?
Well, is it, or is it
I
something
think it
before?
is.
You know,
No, I think
supposedly China now has robotic birds that fly over the city, so people can see that they're being.
Monitor in some places in China. They monitor everybody.
Yeah.
Every movement.
What does it cost to put drones in the sky or something?
For sure.
Even cameras everywhere.
So
like
but the thing with ties in with maybe capitalism and technology is I don't understand how we have a society that almost is working more and more every year when technology is getting better. Like, shouldn't we already be on like a 4-day work week? Like,
I believe we shouldn't be working. Honestly, I think with technology,
or as much as we are. Like,
we should work a couple days a week.
At
be
most.
productive. And if some people want to work more than that, they can work more than that.
Yeah.
Let's say 4 days, 5 days if they want.
Well, these companies, it's all the companies, right? They say that they're necessary. These hours are necessary to,
and wages too. Like the wages haven't gone up as quickly as
I think because
they're just
the pie is getting eaten up by a smaller percentage.
There's too much at the top that's getting bigger pieces of the pie.
Right.
And if wages are staying the same, then people aren't making more money. Like it's almost
ridiculous.
Like our parents had almost a more
They did.
affordability for a home
They did.
than we do today.
Yeah.
And we make about the same our parents made,
Yeah.
and houses are 5 to 10 times more than what our
Yeah,
parents
for
paid
sure.
them.
Right.
No,
So
definitely.
it's like it's and we're in a society that the technology is exponentially growing to where, like, why are we working more and more and or even working the same and getting the same amount for things that cost 10 times more? It's crazy.
Right.
That's what I find nuts.
It's crazy. No, companies and multi-million,
multi-billion dollar,
and
and then they just eat up other companies.
Yeah.
And then there's no competition.
No.
And then they still pay. And then if somebody in that company wants to do something corrupt, like some of these investment companies have done, then thousands and thousands of people suffer because of one guy's decision. Like it's too much power and money at that top spot in a lot of these like huge financial financial firms and huge.
I just find it interesting how these people they know they don't give a fuck.
No, they don't. Because you know what? Whatever happens to them, they're just going to go sit on their multi-million-dollar home and retire with their bonus from last year. That was
crazy.
The millions.
They cut our work party. We have a staff of 31. They used to give us $500. Woo! $500 for our Christmas party. They cut that because times were tight
Yeah, times
for
were
this
tight.
$1 million company to cut $500 from 31
crazy
staff who basically the only reason why your fucking facility looks nice is because of quality
that's
service.
Such that small amount of money, what it would do for your morale.
No, exactly. That's the part I don't
crazy.
understand. If you want to make the most money possible, you should try to achieve the best product possible. So many people try to cheat in so many places.
That's what sucks about these big companies. Because where's the spot where they would feel the least, bad cutting costs would be at the bottom part of their company, where they'll just turn over and put someone else in your spot from last week. And that's the problem. They're not going to cut their bonus from last year that can maybe keep 50, 60 employees on the payroll. They'll just fire those employees.
Then I'm going to have to dip into my personal account for my vacation.
That's not reasonable. I can't go my 12 weeks. That's crazy. That's the problem. And until there's like some way where, like, I don't know, like companies can't get, or like there's got to be a rule where you have to put the profit back into your company.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
some type of salary cap.
Some
salary
sort
cap.
Of profit cap.
Yeah,
is that the
just
solution?
like, hey, fix the NHL.
I think the difference in salary should be
they should be capped.
I
would choose something like that. Something
or
that
like
you can't.
The person at the bottom can't make a smaller percentage than the person at the top. So if the top person wants to make more money, then these people have to make a certain.
There would need to be a formula. Some companies have a lot more employees, and therefore, but there must be a way.
It's a joke. Some companies that are just raking in the money that are too big to fail, and they're just one person makes $100 million a year.
At some point, it's just not. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
That's like thousands of employees that can make $100,000 a year.
Did you see
crazy?
Did you? I think it was on Ellen. Bill Gates was on Ellen, and they decided to play the price game.
Yes, I actually saw that.
Man, I was like, Bill Gates, you are a fantastic human for a lot of things that you do, but oh man, do I feel fucking out of touch with you, buddy.
Wow.
But I'll give him a pass.
Yeah, of course.
I give him a pass.
Yeah.
He fucking used his brain and at least, like, I don't know, gave us the fucking internet practically. Or he gave us the computer that could...
He's a good guy in society.
Oh, for sure. He's wonderful.
He
but
may not be an angel, but...
Like, it makes me think of Elon Musk. It's like, isn't it embarrassing how much one man can do? And nations or the world hasn't even been able to do what this one man has done.
But he's getting a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
I think his backlash is not deserved.
No.
But I think there's honestly, you guys want to go all crazy, but I think there's just like there's an effort to make people believe climate change is bad and other issues.
Hurt the electric car guy.
Yes. I think there's unfair Tesla bad news.
Man, I would have said you were crazy if Volkswagen had never gotten caught for cheating the way they did, and then seeing all the other companies fucking around them just get caught as well. So it doesn't surprise me that there are dirty tricks going down
for sure.
If it's them that's responsible, I don't know.
With capitalism, right there.
Yeah,
that's
cheating, and another type of cheating.
That if capitalism was fair, this wouldn't happen.
That has a lot to do, and same with marijuana, weed. It's the same thing. It's a government, or like they don't want their gas companies to fail.
No,
they don't want them to go down, but they know that it's only a matter of time.
For sure,
batteries and renewable energy is going to take over your fucking gas guzzling machines.
And I hate that
it's only a matter of time.
These companies act like it's the fucking best idea they've ever come up with. What was it? Volkswagen says we're all in on electric. It's like. Joke. What the fuck, man? You guys were doing tests about this like 25 years ago. Don't fucking tell me that you guys are just we've electricity. We're all in.
No, they want to sell their diesel and gas, and the governments too that are tied in with these car companies. Like they don't want them to fail either. And it's just. It's like climate change. It's like marijuana. It's like they have to spew out that propaganda so that everybody absorbs it and make sure that the money stays where it is. And
we just switch musical chairs. Just switching.
But that shit is always just gonna fall to time. Time is gonna get it. Like it's only a matter of time till batteries and electric cars will be so good that no one could deny it.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time that people see.
Oh, it's coming real soon now. Was it the Pikes Peak race? Was just a couple of days ago. When they race uphill, they had a Volkswagen made an electric race car, so that's why they're going on this campaign now. They had this electric race car, and they were hoping to beat the electric race car record by 14 seconds, which I think is about a minute or two slower, or half half a minute slower than the gas car. Mm-hmm. It was a minute.
It's faster than the gas car?
It was slower. The previous electric car was slower than the gas. Okay. Yeah, by like 2 minutes, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
This Volkswagen electric car beat the gas time by a minute 14.
Right. The gas car, the electric cars are at a point where
they're surpassing the gas.
Did you see the Tesla?
Because they have the
Roadster?
range now.
Did you see the Roadster?
Yeah.
Did you see the specs for the Roadster? Roadster? It's supposed to be the fastest car. The fastest production car ever, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what I heard?
That's what they're claiming.
Like it's gonna kill everything.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And I read that it's only limited in its 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 or something. I'm not sure where, but in one of the tests, it's only limited by the strength of the tires. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
There's so much torque. Tire, it would just rip up the tires.
Well,
that's limited by that.
Yeah.
And did you hear about the SpaceX package? Mm-hmm. They want to because the rubber is the limiting factor. Yeah. There's going to be a model at like, I don't know, $400,000 or something, some crazy SpaceX package where it comes with actual rocket boosters on the car, which will allow it to go faster because then it won't be limited by the rubber. This is true. This is Elon Musk.
I wouldn't have believed him, but he put out those flamethrowers, so I decided to believe that.
This is what I read. Okay, so I don't know if maybe I read this on The Onion. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I got fooled. But apparently,
sounds like the SpaceX Onion or something.
I know.
Rocket boosters on the cars.
Yeah, like little not rocket boosters, little thrusters, like the ones that they have on, like to keep the rocket vertical, the ones that fire off the side.
Yeah,
he wants to put that in the car, and it will. Okay,
why not?
They're little boosters on a big rocket, but on a car, it'll probably make quite a difference.
Well, he was talking about today. He was on Twitter. He was talking about the pickup. He's gonna start looking into maybe making a Tesla.
Oh, okay, after the Semi.
Yeah.
So well, that's it. Yeah, this electric car, it smashed the record.
Okay.
Because of two main reasons. For those of you who don't know, the main difference, or one of the main differences for electric cars and gas cars, is that in a gas car, you need to get the engine to a certain point to have more torque. You have to build up the revs to get more torque. So it takes time. And depending on which car and which engine, it could take longer or less time. But in an electric car, you get that torque instantly, as soon as you ask for it. So that's a huge advantage when you're going on curves, for instance, and you're slowing down, and then you need to accelerate back to top speed, right? You have all that. So that was one of the reasons why it was so quick. And the second reason is the Pikes Peak race is a uphill race.
Okay.
And the difference in altitude is so high that the higher you go in a gas car, the less air there is.
Right.
So the engine performs less. Depending on the car and the engine, you can lose up to 20% of power while you're going up. So the electric car, again, 100% all the way from top to bottom. It fucking smashed it. It might, in a race, it might have been real close for whatever car that won that, but going uphill, there's nothing that's going to beat an electric car now. I think someone said, I don't think a gas car is going to beat that record.
Well, I don't think so. It's limited by combustion.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. And it's sad, but it's wonderful. I mean, I'm all for the environment and everything. But one of the things I loved about cars so much was the sound. And I wonder if kids growing up today, or kids who grew up who never hear a combustion engine, if they hear an electric motor or whatever it is that's making that noise, will they get that same, I don't know, sometimes you get goosebumps
I don't think our kids, I think in the near future, kids won't even be allowed to drive. I don't think people.
Oh, eventually, then there's no reason.
Soon.
There's no reason. Yeah.
Soon. Why? I think we'll be
It'll
telling
die
our
out.
grandkids that we used to drive cars.
Yeah, they're already doing that with Lexus. That's one of their gimmicks for their buy a car.
Okay.
So the person is driving a car, and then all of a sudden it just fades away, and he's just old, and he's in this driving car.
Okay.
And then he's like,
buy one while you still can.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Who's this? Lexus?
I think it was Lexus. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
All right, topic number 2 or 1. 2? Consoles. Consoles. So video game consoles, for those who were thinking other consoles. What other consoles can you think about?
Console could be like a center console.
True.
Like furniture, right?
Yeah. The center console in the car, or
console
or
on a ship or something.
I was assuming video games.
Console.
I also assumed video games when I wrote it down.
I also went to video games.
Okay, cool. So, first system growing up.
First I owned, or like first I played.
If your brother bought it and you like,
No.
If it was in your house.
Yeah.
No, because I was the older child. So first that I owned and played, I believe, was N64. I got it from my communion.
Okay.
But I had friends before that, like in kindergarten, who had the Super Nintendo.
Okay, so kindergarten you was the Super Nintendo.
And I played Super Nintendo quite a bit. And then I even had a friend that was younger than me, but he had a NES.
Okay.
So then I played that at his house, but I think it's because it was his father's and something. So I've played Nintendo and Super Nintendo, but the first I owned was N64.
Okay.
And I think probably the first game was Super. I think it came with Super Mario 64.
Oh my god. Fucking fantastic
classic,
game. Hilarious.
Classic.
What about you, Drew?
My first system was probably Atari.
Atari?
My
Okay.
dads and uncles were all into that.
Yeah.
So when I was really young, I was playing Pong and all that. And maybe after Atari had first come out, but still. And then I remember getting my NES. I remember we bought it in Plattsburgh.
Okay.
I don't even know if it was available in Canada or whatever. I don't know why we bought it in Plattsburgh. Maybe it was cheaper. I have no idea. I just remember the
no
box.
concept of fucking... You're not thinking about that.
I
You're
was
just
5
fucking,
or something. I don't,
Fucking look at that box.
We brought back the
fucking
box,
styrofoam.
and then they wrapped it. It was under a tree, and I knew it was under a tree. I remember.
Worst feeling ever.
Oh, that's the worst. The anticipation when you're younger.
I don't even know if I knew what it was, but I don't remember knowing maybe that Mario was even the game that came with it and all that.
Probably.
That was fun. And then SNES, I got a Super Nintendo at some point. Then I switched to PlayStation.
You didn't have an N64?
No, but I would. A lot of our friends
Trades,
had N64, so we would trade them for a month or something. Okay. It's like I had an N64. Okay. I played all the games and all that.
Pretty much played it.
Right, and then PS2. Then what happened at PS2? It was Xbox. I was going up against that.
Yeah. Xbox and PS2. I think it was GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube.
Yeah,
GameCube.
GameCube.
Yeah. After N64, I got a GameCube. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I followed Nintendo from basically NES till I didn't get a Wii. That was
I had a Wii actually.
Well, my sister got one later, and then I played it a bit, but I never really got into it. A couple fun games here with some fun mechanics with it, but
Wii wasn't the best one of Nintendo.
It was great for casual gamers. It was fantastic for them. But for the core, the basic games were still great. Mario Kart and all that other stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You could still play those. It's just basically the different version of those. Wii U is the only one, that really kind of dipped. Well, GameCube 2 wasn't that great, but PS2 was so strong.
Towards when Wii started to come out, like everybody I knew that was into Nintendo 100%. Shifted to either an Xbox or PlayStation. Because then you started to get the nicer graphics, and the PlayStation, Xbox, their hardware was way better than Nintendo. But Nintendo always had those niche games.
They were fun.
Nintendo
was
the
fun
party games.
The party games, Mario Kart,
and the worlds
Mario
they had
Kart.
were very different.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your Call of Duty. You're going to get your Mario games. These colorful. These colors. These characters, and it's just fun shit with them.
Yeah. Monday, I was at a barbecue with 6 guys. We played Mario Kart on the Switch.
Fantastic.
Fucking still playing on the corner of the screen, and it was a blast. Those games just never get old.
No, it's great.
And the Switch now, that they made a pretty nice comeback with.
I know.
I haven't got one,
I'm
but
debating.
I have 3-4 friends that have
one.
Really?
Well, because it's the portability. It's like you have your video game system anywhere.
Yeah. The Zelda game was pretty cool.
Because I was so pissed that my PS3 is dying, so I'm going to lose all the shit that I have on it. And I don't want to get another system to play the old games. You can't do that with the PS4. And it's every year I pay you the same. But the Switch, man, the fact that you can just bring that on the Metro with you or whatever,
to a PC,
someone needs to use the TV, that's fine. What? You want me to play video games right next to you while you watch TV? That's cool. Wait, you want to play Switch while I'm watching TV? That's amazing. It's
playing a game of Rocket League, you gotta drop a deuce.
Oh man, and then your legs get numb.
But the thing is now, even a lot of PC games are coming to the Switch because they're just porting the games that get popular on PC.
Which is smart
now.
Which is very smart. Everyone should be sharing everything.
Exactly.
Nobody, especially in the mass market, doesn't have 5 ways to buy a system.
Exactly.
That's it. At the moment, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm hoping to get a better rig to play PC games, but it's a much bigger investment than a console.
Exactly.
But these games will last for as long as Steam exists, so like I don't lose my purchases.
Yeah, like your PC, you're gonna spend a lot more on, but you could do more than just play games.
Yeah,
you could do other stuff. But like to run like the big open world games, like you have to spend a good, at least $1,000 on like a good rig. You know?
Yeah.
But what's cool now is just everything's becoming cross-platform.
Yeah.
Like if a popular game comes out on PC, they're just going to want to quickly get it to consoles too because they'll make more money.
What kind of popular game do you mean?
Like Rocket League,
like Rocket League. So you mean indie games?
Yeah,
not necessarily indie games.
That's my question. Yeah. Is it more often with indie games that they're
Fortnite?
It's both, but Fortnite is not an indie game. No, that was made by Epic.
Yeah.
Okay, but it looks very.
Well, it's a new genre, but I don't know if you know a game called League of Legends.
Yeah.
And that is like a hugely popular game, makes like $1 million tournaments every year, and that's Epic that made that. So and they made some other games that were pretty popular, and then they just jumped on this new genre of games, battle royales, and they made this game, and it's just blown up. It's insane how much money they've made with this game.
And is it free?
It's free to what happened is it's a survival game. It started as but what they do now is all these people that have survival games, this new battle royale genre is a craze. Like people love watching it online.
For sure,
it's basically the Hunger Games. Like you get dropped into a world, last man standing wins. Find weapons, find healing, find ammo. Just go around, kill people, and that genre is just scooping up everybody. Everybody loves it. So every game that had a survival mode said, let's make it to cater to this genre. So Fortnite blew up. Like, I don't know if you know of H1Z1, that was one that blew up. Now Battlegrounds is one that, like, they're all these big battle royale games.
And these games are all free?
And most of them are free to buy, and the way they make money is there's marketing for the in-game purchases. So like those emotes where you see they dance with the floss and stuff. Like you buy those in game, so that's where they make their money. You buy virtual dollars in the game, and you buy little things. And their marketing is amazing.
Guns? Do you get an advantage?
No, absolutely no.
So
it's not pay to play.
That sounds awesome. That's like a great business model.
Like for instance, the World Cup now. So they came out with a skin of being a World Cup player with your favorite team, and
you pay $1 for that. Or something.
You buy virtual dollars in the game, and you spend it on the virtual store, and that's how they're probably making a ton of money, and also just advertising, the people that you don't understand how much money people make on streaming these games.
For sure,
it is insane. If you're somebody that can get an audience to watch you play the game, you will rake in money.
So you wear an Adidas cap while you're doing it?
Well, you could sponsor that way. You could wear clothing that sponsors. But Twitch.tv is a site where people subscribe to your channel. So you just turn on your camera. You have a screen showing what you're playing. You're a little camera there, and you're just playing your game. And people come in. They could subscribe to your channel. They could just be there and watching. And if you have an audience, you make thousands and thousands of dollars a month. The top guy right now that streams Fortnite, like the big guy, makes close to $1 million a month. Like, it's insane. This guy has
how does he make so much money?
Because he has about 150,000 subscribers.
Okay, so it's just from people going to his website? Or
so a subscriber is somebody that is willing to pay you $5 a month for what you do. Half of that goes to the website. Half of that is in the pocket of the channel creator.
It costs each person $5 a month?
$5 a month if they want to be a subscriber.
That's a lot. I find that a lot.
And it goes up to $30 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And watch one subscriber? That's more than like HBO.
No, but you don't even have to subscribe to watch. You can watch for free. It's just if you want to support the channel and you want to get maybe some special emotes you could write in the chat, or you can get your name set on stream. Little gimmicky things kids will get into. Okay. You could subscribe for $5 a month, and half of that goes to the website, half of that goes to him, and he has like 200,000 subscribers. So multiply that by minimum $2.50 a month. So that's what, $300,000 a month? Wow. No, almost $400,000 a month just from subscribers. Then he has sponsorships because he has an audience. It's insane. It's just, you can make so much money.
Money.
But that's a new thing, like watching people play games.
I guess I should get out there then. I'll be the guy who smokes weed and plays video games. There's not that one guy there yet, right?
I don't think there's a guy that has the weed niche.
Come on,
there.
what the fuck are they waiting for?
No,
I'm sure there is.
be.
Maybe they just get too baked and they suck, and people don't want to watch them.
That's
the thing.
It's
like, dude, you're too high.
But I'm sure people want to watch somebody do silly things.
Yeah,
like
probably.
That's the thing. You have to either be very good at these games,
or you have to be
very funny and entertaining.
Okay, so some of them do joke around.
Yeah, some people are bad at the game,
that,
but they're just fun to watch. Some people, they just rage. They'll just smash their keyboard in half when they die in the game, and it's just they got an audience doing that.
Yeah. Yes,
like,
but I'll do that if you're giving me 400,000
I know.
a fucking month. I'll smash quite a few things.
How much time do they spend live?
Insane amount of time.
Oh, really?
Like that guy that makes like that big money, like $500,000 to $1 million a month, is live probably 12 hours a day.
Wow.
12
He's
hours.
Putting his hours, man.
Playing this game 12 hours a day, probably 6 days a week. From what the article said, but like if to him, it's like every hour he's on there, he's probably making $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000 an hour, just because he's got such a big audience.
Boom, bam. So parents who said stop playing those video games, nothing will ever happen.
That's the thing. It's like the pro athletes.
It's like everything else. You have to be good at something.
Yeah.
Is your kid good at video games? Then let him play. If he's not, then get him to do something else. All right. Last topic. 40 minutes. Yeah, this is flying by, guys.
It really is.
Getting traded. So this is a reference to the NHL. Yeah. So as an adult, most people do not get to experience this. So I thought it was quite interesting. If you're a player on one team of most sports league, there's a possibility that you may get traded to another city, and sometimes you have no control whatsoever. So what does that make you think of?
Well, it's for the player. I think the only time it's like rough is when you have like kids in school. Like I think that's like but like players that like are single on their own, they know they don't really like buy a place where they're going to be playing. They're
in like a condo.
They rent. They're ready to leave. But when like a player's been somewhere 10 years, and like imagine having your kids in the school system and everything.
Sure,
and
their circle of friends and everything.
And then it's like,
the family dynamic is definitely super important.
I think when there's families tied to it, it's rough.
Yeah.
But if it's like you're a bachelor and you're just a single player, I think it's kind of fun. The traveling too, like it's not. I don't know.
It's not as bad of an experience, but so many circles that you have to leave. It's kind of weird. Huh? It's not like when you're playing Garage League and you know people from another team. These are people that theoretically you've spent so many hours together with, and then
they become your family.
Yeah. So you're just looking at them, especially when it's like in division, the same division that you get traded, and you just like you see those guys, and especially it feels bad when you get traded to a team that's performing worse than your team.
Yeah, then you look bad.
Man, like how shitty did Shea Weber feel when Nashville was at Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals?
Right.
Was he? He probably showed a little bit of relief. He was probably whatever. If he was watching, he probably wasn't watching. Fuck that. I don't think he wanted to watch that.
It's like the worst case scenario for the Habs.
Yeah.
It's like what could have happened that made Subban look so good? He almost wins the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
The year after he gets traded for Weber.
Yeah. So imagine if you're Weber and you're just like, this team is going places. I've been here so long. What the fuck?
And then you come to the Habs and you're like, oh, I have Carey Price, and then he's injured for a whole season almost.
So sad.
The Habs are interesting to figure out.
Yeah. So, what else I want to talk about getting traded? The little things that you get used to. You know, your way to work, the people you the equipment people as well. That's always something that's kind of, you know, especially if you're someone that speaks like a foreign language. That's always tough to first of all to get around the city that you don't know when you get there, and you're just like, fuck.
Like
okay.
all these European and Russian.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's see where Little Russia is, or is there a Little Russia?
Little Russia.
Yeah, well, if you get to a really small city like Columbus, what's going on with
forget it.
Panarin? What's his name?
Panarin. He wants to leave. Well, he doesn't want to leave, but he doesn't want to
talk about his contract right now.
Yeah. So I have him in my pool. I have a keepers pool where with my brother-in-law. Every year you keep the same players. You manage your team like a real GM. So I have him too, and he just doesn't want to sign he signed a bridge deal 2 years ago.
Yeah,
$6 million, and for sure he wants upwards of 8 to 9
at
least.
For sure.
I think last season 85 points.
He's gonna deserve it. He's putting in the points.
I'm sure he wants to maybe put in another season at 80 or so points, and then test free agency. And that's where someone's going to offer him $9 million.
Yeah, I always feel a little bit of pain for these small market teams.
Yeah. Because they're losing basically their best player unless they want to just
trade him or
give him a bunch of money. But are they willing to throw him $10 million a year? I don't know. Yeah. But he's their best player by a mile. Mm-hmm. He's so good. I don't understand how Chicago traded him. I think they saw this coming. They saw that like their team is already so heavy front loaded with the contracts, like the Kane and Taves make like $13 million each. So I think they saw this coming and they're like, we got to trade him. But man, I still can't believe they traded him from Chicago.
I know. So that's what's cool about the cap too, right? Exactly. It just forces everything to move hands.
The better your team has to get good at the right time, or else you're gonna either have to sign a bunch of young guys to huge contracts, or you're gonna just have guys that are like you're gonna have to overpay, or they're not good enough at the right time. It's weird in the salary cap era. Yeah, it's like it's very different. If your team's too good, you're probably not going to be able to stay together too long.
Yeah. So make sure that make it count.
Does every team spend the full cap?
No.
But
most
to stay
of them
competitive,
do.
Most of them they have to. I think
there's a floor that they have to reach as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but like you could reach a like kind of like an imaginary floor if you just pick up a guy that's got a big average cap hit. But let's say 1 year he makes $1 million, but his cap hits $9 million.
Right.
A small market team could pick him up, give him $1 million a year, but they're $8 million above where they need to be. But I think to stay competitive, they all get really close to it.
Yeah,
like
they need to.
You got to spend because it's so tight,
and people are not going to come see your team if there's no money.
No, yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
So Drew, you're about to sign a contract. How important is it to you that it is a no-trade contract?
Like Nick was saying, depends on the situation. Am I a bachelor?
So let's say if you're in the same city for like 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah. You have a girlfriend, but it's not super serious. Maybe, you don't know.
So then I guess I'd be okay with... What is the advantage of me signing a contract with a trade clause? Why would I want to do that if I have the option of not doing it?
Well, you might have to maybe accept a little less money.
Okay, so it would cost me something.
Kind of a little bit.
It's something in the negotiation.
I see. Like so term is one.
Right. Well, if they're gonna offer me an extra $1 million and put a trade clause in there, I'll take it.
So you can be traded at any time, at any moment, and you'll take a bit extra money.
But I have a girlfriend at this point. Yeah. Too serious. But like, it makes a big difference.
Kids in school, man.
Okay, what about a young family? Young family, 2 kids, 1 and 3. So not in school yet.
Okay.
Not in school yet.
Maybe
say okay, all right, Drew. We're gonna sign you to. We're thinking of signing you to a 6-year extension. I mean, sorry, we're
7 year.
Yes, 7 year, 7-year extension. So, what do you want?
If it's 20% more with a trade clause, but in 7 years from now, kids will be in school. You're saying 1 and 3.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, I'll go with the no trade. I'll take the no trade.
Yeah. It's always good to take a bit less and then have a say if you leave or not. But there's like so many different no trade clauses.
Oh, too. For sure.
There's a no movement clause, and then there's a no trade. Because a no trade, I think
they could send you down.
No, right? The no.
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah, but the no trade, I think it's just like you have to give them a certain amount of teams. So you'll say like, okay, here's my no trade clause except to these 10 teams.
Yeah, and you can choose whatever number you want.
But I think a no movement clause, you can't be sent down. You can't be traded at all without your permission. I think Carey Price has that.
Yeah.
No movement clause. He cannot move anywhere. Right. But like some guys have a no trade clause where they say, okay, give me the top 10 destinations you'd want to go to if you were traded. And then you list
that's a
no trade. There's different
How does it
ones.
work for when a player goes on... What is it?
Waivers?
On waivers. When do they go on waivers? When you put them into a farm team?
Waivers yes, or you take them out.
Yeah.
Or you take them out both ways? They have to clear waivers?
Depending on their contract.
Yeah. It has if they have a 2-way contract, they can go up and down as much as you wish.
Without having to go through waivers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But if you have a NHL contract alone, and you want to send down, let's say, a guy that makes $7 million, but he's not producing... He then has to go through basically a draft where every team has a choice to pick him up.
Wow. And what if he has a no trade clause and he gets picked up on waivers.
I think that's one of those loopholes that a team can get away with, right?
That's interesting. I don't know.
Drew was already.
That's interesting. But I think a guy with a no trade clause is, I don't know, a player that you wouldn't maybe even try to risk losing for free.
They don't give that to everyone. Like if you're a third liner and you ask for a no trade clause, you can say no.
Yeah, they're gonna say like,
no.
We need to trade you something.
I'm not giving you that. No.
But that is a good question. Like, can you have a no trade and be picked up by a team that's not in your...
He's got to be playing some really shitty hockey.
Because like if you're
what if you're like an Eric Lindros? Didn't Eric Lindros sign a huge contract and then just really suck? Then he was sent down. It's happened. I'm sure it's happened.
I know he had like crazy injuries too.
Yeah, he got injured as well.
No, I'm sure there's something happened where
maybe
where you could get moved and go down. I don't know. It's a good question. Like if because I know if you have no movement, you can't even be put on waivers. So they're like, man, like the teams just gotta like buy you out or something if you're playing really bad. But the no trade's interesting.
Would you enter the realm of pro sports if you were good at a sport?
I think so. I think if
the life of what you see and what you see where it's going, I think you'd be able to deal with the ups and downs.
If I could go back into myself at like between 5 and 10, I would have like just got serious about one sport and just tried.
Yeah, gotta find it though, right? Then
or like because like I didn't even have a decision whether to be good at something that I didn't know about when I was young. You know, like your parents have a lot to do with what you might like find a passion in,
or at least the stepping stones for it.
Yeah, because I know for my parents, like playing hockey, I played it only 2-3 years. And it was a pain in the ass for them. They didn't really like the schedule. Right. It was a lot of time. Yeah, and you know what? Like, fuck, I don't know. Maybe if I would have like had an opportunity to play more, you know, you never know. Yeah. Like, and then soccer was my second favorite sport, and I was a really good soccer player. It's like maybe, you know, it just depends. Like, what are your parents? That's why I feel like now with my kids, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, try so much shit. Try everything when you're young. Try it. Just don't do nothing. Like, especially when you're like between the ages of like 5 and 15, 16, where like you can make so many stupid mistakes in little things and just try things. Don't sit on the sofa staring at a screen. Just, I don't know.
No, you have a lot of time to do that.
If you want to play the fucking harmonica, like just go be a really good harmonica player. Just do something.
Or play, just be really good at video games. Don't waste your time. All right, be effective.
Do something. Be good. Even pick an instrument or a sport. Just do something.
Wise words. All right, everyone. I forgot we had one last ad, so might as well. 1, 2, 3.
I'm Tom Zalatni, host and producer of Up for Discussion, a long-running comedy podcast on the Upford Network. Every week, me and my team of hilarious improvisers use audience-submitted questions to dive deep and delicious into every topic under the sun. Nothing is off limits. The audience has full control. It's like going to an improv show, only it's in your ears, and nobody's asking to see a scene about sex toys. Hopefully. One reviewer called it an underappreciated cult classic. Another reviewer called it not a very compelling product. Go check it out and see for yourself. The Up for Discussion podcast. Available wherever fine podcasts are sold.
Yeah.
That's the ad?
That's the ad, that's it.
Just, okay. How long is the ad?
30 seconds?
30 seconds?
20 seconds? Okay. Yeah. So, Drew, Nick, thank you very much for being here tonight.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Man, I am slightly stoned still.
Toasty.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Again, take a look at that fundraiser on the Upford Network. And bye-bye.